Hello. Yeah. I figured I would do this video response for ComicalReina in regards to her What's Wrong with an Accent video. I was going to just comment on the video, but being Scottish, I've got quite a lot to say on the topic, so I thought I'd do my first video response, see how it goes, and yeah. I've got a notepad open and I've got all my stuff written down, so I've got a general guideline of what I'm going to talk about here. But first I would like to thank Reina for another brilliant video. It always strikes me how incredible you are, it really does. The change of accents between the two Japanese accents I enjoyed very much. And if I was to meet you in person for the first time, you could use any of the two accents and it would have come across as natural. I find it quite amazing to feel that, since being Scottish, if I tried to, I can do other accents, I think Australia, just usual Australian, American, German, French. You can change it, you can always impersonate an accent, but then maybe you're bordering on racism, I don't know. As long as you're not using it as a negative, maybe you can avoid that. But I find I think I'm going to cover this later on, but when I speak normally, this is me speaking normally, you can hear the Scottish accent behind it. But I think if I tried to speak like a proper English person would, I don't know how to give an example of that, but maybe to some people they would see it as unnatural. Maybe because I have to think about what I'm going to say so that people can understand what I am saying. I mean, if I was just to come out with, well, there you go. If I was to come out with, it isn't an English word, it's out. Because I'm Scottish, I pronounce it as out. O-O-T. Hond is another one instead of hand. Heed. Hour for an hour. There's so many words in Scottish that if I was to say them to somebody in England, they wouldn't understand what I was saying, maybe. Indeed, that's probably a problem that's going to affect me when I go all the way to Japan, Philippines, wherever. I'm just going to start speaking normally in English. I'm going to not be thinking about it. I'm going to say something in Scottish and people are going to be confused, saying, what was that? Eh? Pardon? And then I have to go and think about what I've just said and change it so they can understand. It's annoying, but it's the cards you're dealt, and you just have to cope with it. First off, point here, coming up to 4 minutes in the video. My videos always take a long time, it seems, lots to fit in. First of all, accents in general. I think accents in general are good. Define where you come from. I mean, here in the UK we've got Scottish, Geordie for Newcastle, Sunderland area, Cockney, London area, Scouse, Newcastle area, Manc, Manchester area. I've never really come across that as an accent you can define really, but maybe some people can. In Birmingham, obviously, in Brum. Yorkshire accent, obviously for Yorkshire. Welsh accent, Irish, Northern Irish. Irish and Northern Irish I find quite difficult also to determine between, but if you were to be familiar enough with the people, maybe you could find differences. Probably hard to describe, but probably much in the same way I can differentiate between a Japanese person, a Korean person and a Chinese person. I can't explain it to you, how I can tell, but I could tell. fingers crossed. I believe I can tell. Some will be difficult, but yeah. So I think accents are good. And you should certainly never try and change your accent deliberately. Sometimes if you spend the first 15 years of your life in Scotland and then move with family to Australia for 10-15 years, maybe a degree of the Australian accent will naturally come into your speech. I mean, I've noticed, I'm from east of Scotland and Glasgow is in the west of Scotland, but I've watched many comedies here based in Glasgow. I don't think they speak fully Glaswegian, but they speak a form of it. And just by watching that so much, I've developed a number of Glaswegian mannerisms in my speech, such as heed, hond, oor. So it will naturally creep in, even if you don't mean it to, but sometimes it makes for an experience in life or something, I don't know. I'm just having on here, so I'll move on to the next point, and that is accents in second languages. And the question is, do you go native for you, or do you decide to try and speak in an accent of the second language that you're learning? And it is a difficult question. I can't really see from the Japanese perspective. The Japanese accent is quite a strong, really strong accent. I find it difficult to differentiate how a Japanese person can possibly speak with an English accent. I find when they speak English just with a Japanese accent, it's easy enough to understand. I've found so far anyway that is the case. But yeah, I think you can hear me speaking now normally, as I usually do, Scottish accent. But if I was to suddenly just go into Japanese briefly, I don't know too much, basics and that. Watashi wa James desu. Doko desu? I don't know. I don't know if you can. I certainly can't hear. I can hear sort of degrees of a Japanese accent in there, and I never mean it to pop in, but it does, because I find if you try and incorporate a degree of the accent of the second language, it maybe makes it easier to pronounce. Japanese was created for Japanese people to speak, so it would have been incorporated around their accent. And so when foreign people, Gaikokujin, try and learn the accent, the second language, maybe they have to incorporate some form of the accent in order to get their head around how to pronounce it. I don't know. There'll be still degrees of my Scottish accent in there, but yeah, I'm just going to switch this alarm off. I had an alarm set to remind me to do this video. It's a way to go off in a minute, so yeah, I'm approaching 10 minutes currently. This is going to be a long video, so 2 more points to go. My own accent issues. Scots trying to speak normal English. I'll make this brief, because I've covered it briefly earlier on. So 2 briefs make a good discussion, I'm guessing. Yes, Scots trying to speak normal English. I tend, when I speak normally to friends and that, I don't really have to think about it. I can talk quickly like this, come out with anything I like, discuss anything I like. I don't need to think about what I'm saying, it just comes automatically. If I trap my finger in the door, I'll swear like a docker. I believe that docker, if you don't know docker, then just somebody that works on the docks beside the water, on the boats and stuff. They're apparently known for their swearing. It's just natural for me because I'm Scottish. Maybe, I don't know. That's no excuse, but it does come automatically. If I try and speak normal English, then, like I will do now, I have to think about what I'm saying in order to make sure that when I speak, then I speak with proper English words so that people can understand fully what I'm trying to say. When I type on the keyboard, I type in proper English, simple enough, and find I have to think about when I'm typing in Scots. Maybe not so much now as I used to, but certainly 6-7 months ago, when I thought, you can what? Well, there you are, you see, I'm going automatically. You know what? That's what that should be. I'm going to start typing in Scots, see what it's like, and it was quite difficult to start with, but got the hang of it now. But you see, now that's what annoys me. Got the hang of it now. That should be, I've got the hang of it now. But you see, I don't think, I just go automatic and Scottish comes up. It's a pain in the arm. But then it's something that has to be dealt with. Maybe if I go to Japan in July, I'm hoping, providing I pass everything at university, as you'll probably see in my other videos if you subscribe. Yeah, I think if I go to Japan in July and have to speak to many Japanese people in English, I'll not be using Scots so much, and maybe automatically and naturally proper English will just become more easy for me to speak. But we'll find out when that boat comes in. And number 4, the final topic, as we approach 13 minutes in this video. I apologise now severely in advance for it being so long. Come aside. But it's an important topic that needs to be covered in depth. And it's just a short thing here, ideas relating to Reina. Yeah, I believe the reason for your video started because someone was complaining about your English. I think you're always going to get idiots on the internet looking just to criticise whatever. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Clearly you say you're not worried about it too much, but it raises the question. Yeah, I've watched a number of your videos. I can understand you perfectly fine when you speak English. I don't think there's any problem with the English at all. It's just people looking to complain, looking to criticise. Maybe what they need to do is open their front door and go out and have a bit of a life, instead of spending their life trolling the internet, looking to complain and criticise other people. Maybe a tad harsh, but hey, the truth hurts sometimes. That's all I've got there in order to cover. I'm sure there'll be parts of this, whereas we're approaching 15 minutes in this video. It's quite a long one. Again, I apologise for it being so long, but that's what happens. Yeah, I was waiting to say something there, but I've forgotten it. But it's not important, so. Oh yeah, there'll probably be bits in this video that I'll be speaking Scots and not realise, and I apologise if you don't understand, but the majority's in English, so I'll let you get on. Bye. Yanni.